Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Flurry and I am here to introduce my low buy, no buy rules. So my low buy, and I'm calling it a low buy because this isn't an exercise in complete self-denial. I don't have a lot of replacement products. And at some point I will probably do a video showing you what I have in terms of inventory, clothing wise, beauty wise, perhaps decor wise. So I don't have a lot of replacement products. I've spent many years going through my items and decluttering, probably back to 2017-ish. So it's been several years since I've started a more minimalist life. And not to mention, I've always been someone who likes following a one in, one out rule. So generally speaking, there are not many things that I have multiples of. There are a couple exceptions, one being chapstick. I don't know what it is about chapstick, but I tend to hoard and collect chapsticks. So that will be one thing I will not be purchasing, hopefully, in this low buy year. And there's a couple other exceptions that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I don't want this to be a project of self-denial, complete self-denial. I'm not an ascetic. I do enjoy modern conveniences. I don't want to completely deprive myself, or if an emergency happens and I need snow boots or something and I don't have anything to fulfill that, then I don't want to be walking around in the snow with bare feet, right? So there's just some extremes that I'm just not going to prescribe to during this challenge. However, I have set some ground rules that I think will be really helpful and insightful into who I am as a person, and can I reduce my consumption? Can I spend my time and dedicate myself to more meaningful ventures than just consumption? And so as part of this, I've been doing a digital minimalism journey. I introduced that in my last video too, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. I will make a separate video talking about some of those details that I didn't mention in my last video. So let's get to the rules, okay? I think it's been long enough. So my first rule, and this is a big one for me specifically, is no takeout drinks. So I have a lot of food intolerances and a lot of food allergies. And because of that, I don't often go and buy like a snack at a convenience store or a snack through the drive-thru, because most of the time I can't eat probably 75+% of the items that are on the menus, which is actually really helpful. But the pitfall is that I can drink soda or juice or whatever else. And so one of the things I want to avoid is like quick trips through the drive-thru at McDonald's getting a soda, or like a convenience store trip getting a soda. So I can pick up a soda at the grocery store during my regular grocery pickups, just along with my regular grocery shopping, and incorporate it in that budget. That's a very set budget. But I cannot go and get it out of convenience. I just realized that there's better ways to do that. I can plan ahead. I can bring a water bottle with me wherever I go. I don't need to make a pit stop to go get a convenient drink. The second item is that I'm going to set a limit on the times I can go dine out, and that is 2 times per month. Currently, I at least have been going out to eat at least 1 time per week since probably the last 10 years. I don't even know. With obvious exceptions. I mean, during the pandemic, when there was lockdown, there wasn't a whole lot of getting out of the house in general, but it's easy for me to go order some food, some takeout food, and to order food when I don't need it. I can cook. I have hands. I have the ability to follow a recipe, and I just don't need to go out to eat that much. However, there are a couple exceptions to that, and one is I do like to spend time with my husband. I've been married to him for almost, I believe, 7 years, and we love to go out to eat, and I'd like to do that in a dedicated setting with intentionality rather than just convenience. So that's one exception. And then another exception is if I ever want to go out to dinner or lunch with a friend. I'd like to be able to do that and not say no just because I have decided this on a low buy. So 2 times per month, that's going to be my limit. As far as beauty and clothing items go, I have kind of 2 separate ideas going. So the first thing with beauty products is that I've developed an essentials list. And this is as of the very first, week or so of my low buy. So I'm sure this will change over time, and I'm sure I will learn to adapt and do without. But for now, these are my essential items: shampoo and conditioner, mascara. Oh, and I guess with shampoo and conditioner, that includes like a body wash of some kind. Mascara, concealer, something for my eyebrows, some like powder or something, face wash, and sunscreen. That does not include foundation, and I don't have very much left, so I'm going to use that sparingly this year, and we're going to see how that goes. That doesn't include eyeliner, that doesn't include blush or bronzer or eyeshadow primer, or I don't know, you can do the math in your head. It's a lot of things I don't need to do without. So I currently, when I show you my makeup inventory, you will see that I probably have one of everything. And when I use that up, I'm going to get creative and I'm going to figure out a way to either do without or use something else in its place. So wish me luck on that. So those are my exceptions though. I can go get a replacement once I've used these items up. In terms of clothing, I don't think I need very many clothing items. So I have a pretty neutral wardrobe for one, and two, I think I have all the essentials I would need for pretty much any emergency or any weather condition. However, I'm really not sure what the future will hold. So what I'm going to do is, my rule is that I am going to not purchase any new clothing items. If I realize there's an essential item that I need, I'm not going to go walk out in the snow, barefoot. So if something happens to my Wellington boots that I use for the snow, I will sell something else to earn the money to pay for it. And I don't mind replacing the item immediately and then waiting until that other item sells. So that's not as much of an issue, but I want to make sure that I'm not just buying something because I think I need it. So I'm going to see if I can do without. And then if I can't do without it, I will purchase the item and I will pick something to sell in its place. So that's how clothing is going to work for me so far. We'll see how that goes. Again, I'll keep you posted. And then there's a couple things that may perhaps be necessities. And again, these are unforeseen things. So if there's anything that's a necessity that I can't do this rule with, clothing wise, where there's just nothing I can sell or it's not selling or whatever, I will talk about it on camera and we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what the learning lesson is in this. The last thing is decor items. I'm not a huge decorator. If you see my home, I don't have paintings on the wall. I don't have artwork. I don't have photos. And that's mostly because I just have very little interest in decoration. However, in the last year, I did move and I bought things like this really cool lamp and other items that are not pictured here. But these are decor items that I don't need, but I just buy because they're cool or out of convenience, or I think I need it. So I'm going to do a similar rule that I'm doing with my clothing, where if I want to purchase a decor item, I need to sell another decor item that I no longer use or want. So for example, we want to get a sofa for our front room. Our front room does not have a sofa or anything really to sit on other than a chair. And we have two other couches. Yes, I said two, in our downstairs. And so we actually sold one of the couches to earn the money to pay for this new replacement sofa that's going to work upstairs for us. So I hope that makes sense. Just a kind of a one in, one out rule, with the caveat that I need to sell something that I already have. I have plenty of items that still hold their value, and I like to buy high quality items when I do purchase decor items. So I'm sure there will be things I can find to sell so that I can save up the money to buy decor items that I really want to get in this next year. Okay, so that's basically the gist. I'm sure weird things will come up, and I'm hoping that they don't. These are the things I normally spend money on. There's a couple of other miscellaneous things I spend money on, which include experiences with friends. And I with the pandemic, I really don't know what the future is going to hold, and so I don't want to make any hard and fast rules about that. I want to be able to spend time with friends and family, and I'm fairly frugal there, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. I have a Spotify slash Hulu membership that I pay $10 a month for, and I'm going to keep that. I get a lot of value out of music, and so that's something that's going to continue to be a purchase I'm going to make without guilt at all. And then another thing is I need to figure out video editing stuff. So as I mentioned in my last video, Adobe Premiere is not working for me, so I need to get a replacement editing software, and I can continue to try and make these videos in one cut, but I really don't know that that's going to be the most beneficial. And so one of my goals in this next year is that I want to focus on making more content, and to do that I do need some editing software. So I will attempt to use a free version, but if I cannot find a free version that's going to work for my needs, I will subscribe to a video editing software, and that will be an expense I believe that I can easily justify. Other than that, I can't think of anything else, but as I've mentioned in my last video, and I will mention it again, I will keep you updated every month, and we will talk about the struggles, we'll talk about the successes. I have my 4 categories: use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. And so I will be prepared to share items for all of those 4 categories, and hopefully you can learn something in this process. If you're doing a low buy or a no buy currently, or are interested in it, please leave me a comment and just let me know where you're at in your journey, and if you think or have found a low buy or a no buy challenge to be something that has benefited your life, and why. So anyway, with all of that said, have a great week. We will talk soon. I will give you another video coming out shortly talking about my digital minimalism challenge and how that's working out. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.